Okay, what do you want to start with? You don't know because I have all the topics. So I had to rent a car to go to work,
Okay.
right? Went to work, whole nightmare. I was in the building. We were working in the building. The building almost burnt down. We were in it.
How is this the first time I'm hearing about you
I kind
almost meeting death?
I kind of forgot about that. I probably should have told you that. Yeah, we're working in a lumber mill. Um, so we designed a building. We had to go there and make sure everything that we designed, that they installed it properly and it was working. Common problem working with wood, it burns easily.
Mm-hmm.
Working at a lumber mill, fires happen. Mixed with this place, their like safety protocols and like their safety things to put out fires and stuff, not up to par.
Okay.
This place has already burnt down twice.
Okay.
So we're working away. End of the week, we're almost done everything. They radio us, or they have a guy just. They didn't even radio. They should have been like, "Yeah, there's a fire outside. Everyone, get the hell out." We're walking around, and the guy comes to me. He's like, "Yeah, just so FYI, there's a fire going on behind the building right now, and it's a really big fire. So like, if you hear something, just be prepared to evacuate it like any moment. Not like, oh, start getting out. The fire's there. We'll come back to work once we got it under control." Yeah, the big like wood pile was on fire.
Okay.
And the place was just burning, and it was like probably like 50, 100 yards away from the building.
Okay, they're used to it though.
I guess they shouldn't, like, I mean, what kind of safety is that? I don't know. That seemed crazy.
I don't know the protocol.
They're just like, and we're testing fire alarm systems. How stupid is that? They're like, the bells are going on and off. People don't know to leave or not
That's
leave.
the thing, yeah.
Because there's a real fire, but we're also doing testing.
That's dumb.
That was a terrible play. Whoever made that call should be fired, because
I agree. That's dumb. Have you guys? I would stop you testing.
at least stop testing and turn the system on so that, like, if it goes off, it gets too close, people can evacuate.
Mhm.
I don't know. It was insane.
That's cray.
We started coming home. I was going for my fishing tournament next week.
Mm-hmm.
I left Friday. The tournament started. I wanted to get home as soon as possible so I could pack my shit and go straight to the lake, go fishing. So I was on my way home, and on the way home, I realized I was like, damn, I'm not going to be home in time because I just stayed late. I want to be home in time to drop the car off at Hertz. There was no problem. I could have returned it the next day. They said it would be no charge when I left. But I was coming home, and I was like, the next day I need to, like, I'm leaving tonight, so I can't drop the car off tomorrow.
At Enterprise.
Yes. So I'm on the way home, and I was like, shoot, they don't have a key drop box either at this location.
Ooh, savage.
So I was like, this is so stupid. Every single place has a key drop.
Mm-hmm.
Why do they not have a key drop? So I was like, what am I going to do to get this car returned? Because I need to leave tonight to go to the lake because the tournament's starting. So I'm on the way home. I phoned them, and it was a mixture. I don't get mad at people on the phone because
I know you're very nice.
I'm nice. It's not really their fault 9 times out of 10. They're just someone on the phone that takes the brunt of it. I hate when people get mad at people on the phone for like customer service thing, because 9 times out of 10 it's not their fault. It's just like how the company runs thing, and it's someone you need to talk to someone higher up to like actually complain about shit, because it's not the poor guy at the phone.
I
It's
agree.
just doing their job.
But
So-
sometimes you got to get up to the next level.
And I'm not one to just like make confrontation like that typically.
Mhm.
Like I just don't. It's like whatever. I'll deal with it. So I'm on the way home. I was like, okay. I was like, this is my situation. I know you guys said I could return the car tomorrow, but I'm leaving tonight and I'm not going to be home in time to give you the guys the keys. Can you open the Dropbox? They have one, but it's just locked. I was like, can you open the Dropbox? Do you guys have spare keys? Can I leave the keys in the car? And then you have spare keys to open it. Can I drop it off at another location? I was trying to be like very like, I'm open to ideas here. What can I do? Because I can't give you the car tomorrow. They're like, oh no, you have to return the car by tonight before we close. And I was like, well, I can't. So we need to work something out here. And it's not. And then I started getting angry because they didn't want to give me like any solutions or like anything. They're like, well, no. And you just kept saying, no, you have to drop it off tonight. There's nothing we can do. You have to drop it off tonight. It's your fault. He's like, it's your issue that you're not going to be back in time. I was like, Enterprise is supposed to be this big, like, we'll pick you up, blah, 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 we serve all this good karma, whatever you want to call it. But they were not. And like, there's another location down the street, like 5 minutes down the street that was still open that I could have dropped the car off. Like, why couldn't I? Why can't they make? Oh yeah, sorry, our drop box is closed. Why can't you drop? Or our drop box is closed. You can just go drop it off down the street and we'll get it the next day.
Okay.
That's one of Enterprise's big claim to fame too. Is like, you can drop it off at any location.
Oh, so then why didn't they let you?
That's what I'm saying. So I was choked.
Because I didn't know that was a thing. Because I was like, I get it if they can't like.
That's like their big. You're
you're an employee for the other one, but
you're supposed to have it on your resume. Your reservation that you're dropping off another location is like typically how it goes, and it wasn't.
But if you called, they could have just like
changed the reservation,
made a note of it.
or like, yeah, sorry, our Dropbox doesn't work. Drop it off at this one time until we get our Dropbox working.
Like just to like you
like do something.
You can't do it all the time, but for this one time.
So I told, I told them that I was parking the car in front of their house, in front of their shop, and I was locking the keys in the car, and they can hire a locksmith and get them out. And then the guy didn't know what to say, and he hung up. I didn't know what to say. I was angry. I was hungry. I was tired from working all day. I said, I'm locking the keys in the car, and you guys can figure it out. And that's what I said.
Did you get billed for anything?
No, because I didn't do it. I chickened out.
Okay.
But I was going to.
They would have just billed you probably for more money.
What I was going to do is I was going to be a good person. I was going to drive it to the location, give them the keys, because I'm sure they would have figured it out. I think I just got an asshole guy that...
Did you ask to speak to a supervisor?
I did, and they just said, no, you have to return the car.
Oh, you weren't caring enough.
So I was being an asshole, but not enough, I guess. But what I was going to do is return the car at the other location and get them to figure it out, because I think I just got a bad person.
You could have called the other location and asked to and been like, can I drop this off because my other location is closed and I was supposed to return it today.
And I was going to, but I had no service after. Like I was driving. I was trying to do this all while not driving, but I was,
Well, I mean, we're allowed to take a phone call in a car still. You just can't be on your phone.
No, I was like scrolling, but I had like the auto drive kind of thing.
That's fair.
But lane assist, so it was kind of driving itself, but yeah, I'm not trying to incriminate myself. But yeah, I was very furious. But what I ended up doing is I parked the car there, and then I took the keys and I gave them to my neighbor, and they brought the keys over.
I was gonna say, I also could have helped.
That's why I phoned you that day. That was that day, but you were streaming. I was trying to figure out what we could do.
Well, you could have just.
But yeah. I just Karen, and I was like, I'm locking the keys in your car.
Valid.
Figuring it out. But how dumb is that? Like, come on, you don't have a Dropbox?
The Dropbox thing is really weird.
I was like, and then I started kind of going off. I was like, it's not my fault you guys don't have a Dropbox. Like every car rental place has a Dropbox ever. Like it's not my. And he didn't know what to say. I was like, be some type of accommodating here. Like, it's not my issue that.
Technically, it is.
It is, but like, it's not.
It's not their issue. It's your issue. Technically,
I was angry.
They could have gone and got it from the other place.
Especially if it's down the street. I would have got, like, if I was dropping it off in Edmonton and then another city, like in Calgary, 3 hours away. Like, yes, that would make sense. Don't drop it off there. It wasn't on your reservation. But it was down the street.
Yeah, there was...
I think I just got a bad person on the phone.
Also, how late were you going to be?
Like, an hour?
Hour's kind of late.
And I was going to say, like,
maybe I would stay, like, too. Like, if I was a good employee, a manager, I might be like, I'll just stay. But an hour is a little bit pushing it.
I would have been an hour. Probably about an hour. 45 maybe.
But
I don't know. I was chill. I was just, and I don't get mad at people for things like that. I'm like, it's just their job. They're just doing what they're told. I kind of feel like he was just being a little bit lazy and not trying to figure it out. But
I think the down the street one is stupid if that's like a claim to fame of them. For sure.
That was.
But I just can't picture you saying, well, actually I can, because you are like the nicest person and then you just flip and there's no like, everyone else gets like slowly angrier and angrier and angrier and you're just like 0 to 100. Like all of a sudden you say and you're just like the most angry that you could ever be.
No.
Like when you were working at your other job, your like email when you took that test, I guess it had nothing to do with the other job. When you took that test, like you were just so aggressive in your email and I was like, wait, like where was the level 50 anger? Like it's just 0 to 100.
Well, why did it have to get there? It shouldn't have to get there at all. There shouldn't have to be an email at all being sent. So backstory on this one is I had to write it like for engineering, not really school. It's like after you're done school, but to like progress through your engineering levels, you have to write. They give you like a bunch of questions, then you have to answer them based on your work experience. Then you can like become the next level of engineer, kind of in short. So I wrote all these things, took hours and hours, days to answer all these questions. They came back and they told me they were all wrong. And they weren't. It was someone that didn't know what they were talking about. Some of them I could kind of see, yeah, maybe it needed more explanation. But
for
90% of them...
context, Nick is a very niche like job in engineering. So there was someone who didn't know about like his niche doing it. Like,
and their thing is supposed to be it's someone of your niche reviews your thing so they know what they're talking about. And this person so clearly wasn't in that. they had a base knowledge of engineering, but not that type of engineering. So they had no idea what they were really talking about. And I got very angry. I was like, this person doesn't know what they're talking about. Someone else needs to review this because this is not fair to make me rewrite all of this. Maybe some of them, but not all of them, because this person is saying things that don't even make sense.
His email was not like just like you regularly would email and be like, hey, like I think that there's something that like maybe went wrong. Is there a way to get this like checked and reviewed? No, it was like this guy is stupid and has no idea what he's talking about. Someone has to review this. Like there was he just 0s to 100s it.
Those are my only 2 Karen moments ever, I think, in my life. Maybe that's just a tell of me getting older. I don't know.
I feel like there's some when we were
guess
younger,
what?
but I can't remember them.
Guess what? I did tone it back. Maybe a little aggressive still.
Yeah, he sent it to me and I said, you cannot be this rude.
Guess what? I sent it. No one answered.
No one answered him.
I don't think anyone answered me. But then the next day I looked at my portal. All of them were checked off correct, right? Passed me through.
But it was 0 to 100. Like, I remember reading that and being like, you're going to say this?
Yeah,
like,
I was being I called the guy dumb.
Message. Like, normally, like, it escalates slowly. Like, you send a message and you're like, hey, like, I think something was wrong. Is there a way that this can be checked out? And they say no. And so you get a little angrier and you send another email. And it just like slowly escalates. Nick never has the like middle section. He's either perfectly fine or he's really, 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 really pissed off. Which I feel like my dad is like that too. And like I think that means you're scarier when you're angry. Because like when you're angry, like I know I fucked up. Just truly can't believe that you didn't tell me that you almost burned alive. But like if I don't like hang out with you in person, you'll tell me nothing about your life.
I don't know. I just feel like we can talk when we see each other. And it's like, I don't want to text at all. I also think me getting old is not wanting to text. I just feel part of it is like, it feels stressful to text because it's like another thing I have to do. But most of it is just like, it feels so long. Don't look like that because you don't text anyone back either.
Listen.
Don't make that face. And
Lexi, how often do we talk every day? How often do I text you back?
Yeah, but you don't text other people back. You literally tell Destiny, you're like, okay, I don't text you back. Just text me again because I'm busy doing things and I see it and then I just don't reply and I forget. Like,
yeah, but I do text Destiny every once in a while. You would never text. Like, if something important happens that I think that she should know about, I'll text her. I texted her. We texted about the Sabrina Carpenter album. Like, we text.
I was on the brink of death and I didn't text.
Yeah, you would not. I would know literally nothing. Like, if you worked out of town for like 3 months, I would not hear a peep.
But you're also always busy. Like, you're either streaming and you don't have, either I'm busy or you're doing something.
That's
so
why,
there's no time to like sit down and explain it.
That's why texting is better because.
What do you want me to say? Yeah, I almost died.
You send the message and then I reply and then you send a message and we can text throughout the day when we're like equal. Like when you're not busy, you text me. When I'm not busy, I text you back. Versus when you phone call me and I'm busy in that moment, we can't talk. That's why texting is better. But you are the worst texter. You text so angrily. Like I literally think Nick is mad at me all the time. And like I'm not alone because we have a group chat with Destiny and Landon. And sometimes there was something that happened with, when we went on vacation with the Kelowna fires, and we thought you were so angry at us, all 3 of us. And Nick's like, no, I'm not angry at all. And I keep trying to tell him he needs to like change his texting tone because everyone thinks he's angry, and he's just like,
so much
I'm
extra
not.
work to go put emojis and the punctuation and stuff. It's just like
it takes 1 second.
No, this is my brain though. I don't have 1 second. This is my issue.
This is wrong because you always tell me. It would just take 2 seconds to put that dish away.
That's a valid point. It is a valid point. But I just don't like to. I know
and
it's just
I don't
your
like
same
to put the
thing.
dish
I know
away.
It's valid. And I've been trying to be a better texter. Like you've been trying to clean things.
I hear that all the time. It would just take 2 seconds.
This is a valid point. And I'm trying, but I just... Or I could just phone you and get the information across.
But you also...
In 2 seconds.
Talk.
In 30 seconds, instead of texting all day and having to check this and go there and text and open my phone.
I feel like a part of your life.
If I phone you, you don't feel a part of my life?
No, because I want to like talk all day about things. And I'm busy when you phone me. It always happens where I'm busy when you phone me. I'd like to be able to talk all day
Doesn't
on
it
my
feel more
terms.
intimate if I phone you?
No,
It means more
because
you get to hear
half
your
the time
voice.
you're FaceTiming me and it's your freaking nose is all I can see.
What's wrong with my nose?
I would like to look at your whole entire beautiful face if you're
Would you
gonna
like to
FaceTime
look at
me.
my hole?
Yes. And then you just FaceTime me and you just sit there in silence. And I'm like, okay, well, why
No,
are
the
we...
other day you FaceTime. You said you had things to tell me, so I FaceTimed you, and I was waiting for you to tell me what they were.
I wasn't prepared. Because I said I would FaceTime you, and then you FaceTimed me.
Your nose ever get extremely itchy?
Yes.
I just realized that itching is like a tick of ADHD. You know that? Like having like random itches. With, like,
Interesting.
Someone told me that. Like I would randomly get like cheeks itchy, and then it's like you're laying in bed, and then it's like something else is itchy, and you gotta itch it. Like this is itchy.
But also, I just feel like that sometimes happens to people. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
It is a tick. I feel like sometimes
now
everything
I'm thinking
is.
about it, and everything's itchy.
Because it's like when my finger just doesn't feel like it exists, and you make fun of me.
Feel like it exists.
Don't stare at it. I'm trying really hard not to like.
Cassidy does this thing. I'm calling it out. She like always has her pinky up when she does things. When she's typing on her computer, it's always like type with her pinky up, or like holding a cup like she's a rich person.
Always.
Drinking.
I like wanna. I've been trying really hard not to hold it up in all my videos, but
now I'm holding it up.
It always goes up, and then it like hurts. Like it wants to rest, but it can't. It wants a little sleepy time, and then it just feels like wrong, and it like feels like it doesn't belong on my person because it feels different than all the other fingers. Now I'm thinking about it too much. I don't like it.
Next topic. There is a company that is selling sunlight.
Like a tanning bed?
No, they're selling the sun.
Like how you buy a star?
No, they're selling the light from the sun.
I need more explanation than this.
So in 2025, this is a real company coming out. I saw a video about this a long time ago, so I'm probably not going to remember all the pieces. Oh. I should have did my research before the podcast. Watched a video on it. There's a company.
The hamster went to bed.
Are gonna leave my brain alone. He's in there. Now you distracted me again. There is a company that is putting satellites into space and reflecting the light off the sun and stars to give someone light in the middle of the day. Or in the middle of the day. In the middle of the night.
Interesting.
So they'll be around a campfire and it'll be like, I need 5 minutes of sun. I can buy 5 minutes of sun. And it'll just like shoot a beam down on top of you of sun. Apparently. Like you're in a fucking getting abducted by an alien spaceship. Like you'd just be in the middle of the night and also boom. And it'll feel like you're getting beamed up. Like,
I want to experience that.
This is a real.
I just said I want to experience it.
I didn't say you couldn't. It just seems crazy that. Why do you need a beam of sunlight? What are you possibly doing that you can just use a flashlight?
I feel like my confusion with this is how much the sunlight is, but also it would be nice for like people that live where it's like dark all the time.
That's a valid point.
Or also, like, would it help with? I mean, there's other transmissions and stuff because it'll involve rockets and spaceships and things like that. But like, your bills, like, would it be cheaper to that, or like, would it cut down on
you can't
like
shine
emissions?
It inside of your house.
But like, think about like a night festival or something where it's dark out and they're running all of those lights. I wonder if you could pay for things like that.
What happens if like a meteor flies in between the light, blocks your light, your 30 seconds that you just paid for? Well, who gets refunded? Who gets to complain to the light god?
There will be issues with that, but I'm sure you're probably signing something. So
do you get a refund on 30 seconds of light?
You probably wouldn't because you probably signed something. But also, I'm sure there's like more like science and predictions going around it. So like if they know a meteor is crossing at this point, they're probably not going to sell light at that point.
But what if I need light now? You can't. I don't know. It just seems crazy.
It is crazy. It is like, crazy.
That's like how. That's like what if everyone just wanted light at the same time? Why don't you just light up the whole Earth anyways? Then we just never have darkness.
Well, because people want darkness because it's good for us.
And that's the thing, is it going to start fucking up the like natural
I'm
being of
sure.
animals and shit.
Yes, I'm sure that it will fuck our
Like
world
bats, they're just gonna be fucked. They just said, fuck
Yes.
it, it's light out. And
I'm
like
sure.
the migrations, and I don't know, it seems crazy. They're selling sunlight.
I'm sure it'll fuck everything up, but I do think an idea of it is kind of cool, but like I would probably buy it once just to buy it.
It's insane. You're gonna be order sunlight like a pizza.
Yeah. I would do it once. But I feel like it has to be really expensive
Probably.
to make it worth like putting spaceships
Like
and stuff
how
up
are you
there.
gonna, I don't know, that seems crazy to send a communication to like bounce it, and like that's a lot of math. That hurts my head thinking about that.
Yeah, I'm not smart enough for all that.
Like all the math, because you got to take in the rotation of the Earth, the rotation of the sun, all the things moving past the stars. Satellites got to reflect the right place to know where you are on the Earth, and like to keep the sunbeam on the same place. It's crazy. Does it ever hurt your head thinking that the Earth is moving?
Not really. I just don't think about it.
I was when we were at the lake for the fishing tournament. The stars. I don't know. You're not one of these people either, but like space science has always really fascinated me, and like just looking at the stars and how bright they were and like how vast space is just like blows my mind.
I think it's just that I don't think about like it just is. Like it is fascinating
It
that it's so
is.
huge, but I don't sit there and be like,
But it's like,
"Oh my god, it's so big."
she says that about me sometimes.
I don't know. Like it doesn't hurt my brain. It just exists. Like yeah, it's huge.
It doesn't really hurt. I don't know. It does sometimes when I start overthinking about it, but it's like it's just crazy to think about everything that's out there. Like aliens definitely exist.
Yeah,
but
depending on like what we're thinking of an alien, I would say 100%.
Yeah, there's definitely other life out there.
But like, what are we counting? Because like, there's definitely plants and stuff elsewhere, and like, I don't know. I am not positive that right now at this time there's someone with the brain capacity that we have out there. But I would say that there's definitely like something out there.
Sorry.
I'm not saying that there's someone out there that like has the same like brain capacity that we have right now, but I would say that there is for sure definitely something of life out there.
I agree. There's.
But I think when people say aliens, people think like us
coming to probe your butthole.
Yeah, like something insane. But
I'm sure somewhere in a distant. But I saw another video of like I saw another video where they said if there was someone that advanced, like within vicinity of us, they probably would have been here already.
Yeah.
Which I mean,
or we would have found them.
There's conspiracies that they live in the ocean, which is kind of legit because we haven't explored a lot of them.
The ocean is a terrifying place.
Like you ever think about what lives in the clouds?
No.
I know nothing lives in it, but like something could live in the clouds. Like you could hide in a cloud.
But we like send planes and stuff up there and rocket ships and stuff.
Yeah, and there's stories of pilots like seeing things in the sky.
But I feel like the ocean for me, what is terrifying is that it's a lot of it is just not look like we haven't gone that deep. Like I don't think about the things that live in the part that we've seen. It's the things that are the parts that we don't adventure because we've only gone so far down the ocean. It's like what could be down there?
The ocean is a scary place too.
Yeah, that's terrifying to me. A conspiracy in the clouds, like we've been there.
Kind of. It's not like frequently manned though, like Earth.
But I feel like
Earth,
we've been
like
around enough times that I think that you would find something if there was something there.
Yeah.
Like I think
but
if
it's
we
not
went
always occupied.
Deep enough. No, it's not.
So
but
there's like space for infiltration.
Like there is, but I feel like we
I
would
don't
have found something if something lived up there.
And like
especially with like satellite and stuff.
like true. But like the pyramids, that's a whole other thing. Like how they got built. There's so many predictions that they had help from like.
I'm not a conspiracy theory person. So.
I saw a theory that the world used to be more advanced than what we are now, and that's how they built the pyramids. Like they had greater technologies and like stuff, but then there was like a mass, kind of like a extinction-ish, but like that knocked everything back.
I just think science would have seen all that.
How though?
Because we would have found like we're finding dinosaur bones. You're telling me we wouldn't find like pieces of their equipment and things like that?
But what if there was some type of advanced civilization that left Earth or something?
I think you would still like you would see the remnants of the space ships and stuff. You would find things in space. You would find little pieces like we know about like the Mayans and stuff, like people just don't disappear. Like they leave something behind. The dinosaurs left things behind.
There's planes and stuff that go on a flight and they disappear and they don't find like they crash or something. They don't find a single scrap.
Did they crash into the ocean? Like there's things. I think they'll find them in years though. With they got buried, like things like that. We would find things from the past eventually, and we have. It's been so long that I don't think we would have.
They find. That's the thing. It could be here though. Like they find cities in the desert all the time that are buried by sand.
I think we would have already seen this. I think science would have found it. Like that's my personal. Like
they find new cities and like artifacts and things all the time in like.
But most of them,
like they find like we went to Chichen Itza. It's like a giant pyramid. There's lots of them all over the Amazon jungle, and they're finding new ones all the time because they're just covered by like shit.
Yes, but
so maybe it is out there.
Most of them are related to other things already around that we found. We're just like exploring more areas to find things that already have something. We've explored enough areas on Earth that if we had science, we would have found it. I see what you're saying, and I see why there's conspiracy theories about it. I just like can't believe like it's like. This is a hot topic, but it's like religion. Like, I need the proof. Like, I would have had to see it to believe it, and I just, like, can't understand how, like, these could exist without us seeing proof already.
I've never really got heavy into religion, so I can't really speak on it, but, like, I don't know, I think there's something. Like, have you seen simulation theory?
No.
Where they think that we're literally just in a simulation, and, like, they kind of I don't know all the science behind it, but if you go watch videos on it, they kind of prove that it's a very real possibility that this could all be a simulation, which means that there's some type of control.
I hate conspiracy theories so much. I'm so sorry. I just can't. Like, I need the proof.
I don't know.
I need it here. I need it to
I can't give you the proof because I can't explain the video because it's just way over my head. Like, and I haven't watched it recently, so I couldn't give you the facts from it. But if anyone is interested in that, go watch simulation theory. Go watch theories about the pyramids and how they think they're built and how no one knows how they were actually built because the stones are so big that no person could have, and they didn't have equipment to move a boulder that big.
I've also seen like the science behind how they moved those things. But it's just that conspiracy theories don't think that they had that
videos of how they moved it. That's the thing. Well, the quarry was like miles and miles and miles away.
The idea is when they understood how like math and gravity and all that worked, they used this and this and this and this. We learned about it in school about how they made the temples and how they moved the bricks and how like
not the pyramids, other things they understand, like how they built Rome and like all these things. They there's math and they can figure out how they did it. But the pyramids is the one thing that they can't figure out how they possibly moved a stone that big with the technology they had and all the science that we know about today. They can't figure out how they built the pyramids. That's the one thing in the world that they do not know how it was built by humans.
I have no comment.
I don't know.
Nick knows this about me. I'm not a conspiracy theory person. He can't talk to them about me because they just they just annoy me.
They annoy you. It's not. I don't know. It's just.
I just like can't understand how people bait into them. Like
some of them are crazy.
I just need more than I think it's because I don't think about these things. I don't care to think about them either. So like I just need you to put the facts in front of me. It always
starts as a conspiracy theory until it actually happens. Like the whole MK Ultra on our old podcast, we talked about that. Everyone thought it was a conspiracy that the government was testing things on people, and it came out to be true. They were testing LSD on people.
I guess some of this is the idea that I don't care. Like, okay, if it comes out as a non-conspiracy theory in 5 years, then fine, I'll be proven wrong, and I'll just accept that it wasn't a conspiracy theory. But like
Flat Earth, stupid conspiracy because there's so much math that proves that it's not real.
I feel like a lot of them I feel that way about, but
you haven't watched enough videos on the pyramids.
But
fine. Also, I feel like that's not your vibe. Like you're not interested in that stuff, which is it's fine. But like the pyramids, it's very interesting. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people will find it interesting. People love conspiracy theories, and most people find them fascinating.
Like
I find them fascinating so that I can laugh at people.
The conspiracy of like aliens building them. Yes, that's a conspiracy. That I need proof. But it's factual proving that they don't know how they're building. That is a fact. That's not a conspiracy.
How is being like, oh, aliens did them any different than thinking that they just had like advanced technology when there's been no proof. They both have zero proof, so they're both like
and that's why they're
equally
conspiracies
as
and their
conspiracy.
theories. Yeah, that's the conspiracy part. That I need proof as well. I don't believe that aliens built them, but I find it's fascinating that it could potentially be a possibility.
That's valid.
That's the part that I find
the
interesting.
conspiracy theories are the idea that people believe them.
Like, I don't necessarily believe that they were built, but I find it interesting that it could be a possibility. And
that's fair.
Much with like going off of how big space is and how there's definitely some type of like, you start putting things like that together and it like you kind of just, I don't know, it's interesting thing about.
That's fair. My problem is the people who believe in them.
So wholeheartedly, like if someone asks me how'd the pyramids get built, I don't say aliens. And I don't believe that to my root core that it was aliens.
One of the reality shows I watch, someone thinks that pandas aren't real.
People, I think, just say shit like that just to create drama and get attention.
I would agree a lot of the time, but some people wholeheartedly believe them. I love watching. See, here's the thing. I'll watch conspiracy theories that are absolutely ridiculous. So, like, Flat Earth. I love Flat Earth documentaries because I just like to laugh at it. Like, no, the Earth is not flat, and these people are, like, crazy. So, like, that's the kind of conspiracy theories that I will pay attention to because...
I don't know. We got off my topic of the Earth spinning. I just find it fascinating that the Earth spins. That is always move. We're always moving, but you don't feel it.
Listen, to be honest, my brain is just empty is what I've learned from doing this. Like, it's just empty.
This is my other thing is, like, I was thinking about going to get diagnosed for ADHD again and getting meds.
I've been telling you to do this for a long time,
but
so...
I feel like I don't want to lose this. Like, parts of it, yes, I don't want. But parts of it's like...
But you can always go off things, too. It might just be helpful knowing that, like, I find that
on it.
Some people just being diagnosed and being like, this all makes sense, and I do this because of this, is just helpful to them in general.
And I think my stuff's been better because I feel like now that other people put videos out and like talk about it, I can kind of say, okay, yeah, that's like a tick or like that's a trigger.
Yeah, because then you're less insecure because you don't think it's weird. You're not like, why am I like this? You understand now, like, I am like this because of this, this, and this. Also,
and then you can kind of control it.
Me, which is the worst thing ever because I am like brain empty about most of these things. I'm not normal. Like, I'm not normal.
I don't know. I think everyone's got things.
My mom said
figuring out what they are and how to deal with them.
Growing up, because I was like the least. She's like, you were so nice and you were like so sweet, but you also had no compassion for other people. And I was like, when did that change? It never changed. Like, I still am like very uncompassionate in a lot of ways.
Why do you think that is? Do you think there was something in your life that like someone didn't show you compassion as a child, or like do you think something like
I would
put that into you?
Personally, here's the thing. I think my family, including me, can be so compassionate and so giving and caring, but we're also very, very, very self-centered. Like, all of us. All the chivers. Like, my uncle will give the shirt off his back to you, but also if it's not something that he's interested in, he's not going to talk to you about it, really. He's not going to, like, he does what he wants to do on his time. He's not going to do something on your time. Like I find, like, my dad's like that, my aunt's like that, my grandma's like that. Like, I just feel like we're very self-centered people, which I think being self-centered gets, like, a really bad rap, and I think that there's a healthy amount of self-centered that should happen. Like,
I'm too far the other. I bend over backwards for people that are things that I should be always. And I think it's good to do it sometimes, but I think you gotta have a limit. I
think knowing that I think I'm a pretty self-centered person, but I also knowing that sometimes I can, like, remind myself, maybe you should do this. Like, it's not a bad trait necessarily. It gets a bad rap, but it can be a bad trait. But I feel that way about, like, selflessness too. But I think that's why, like, I think I can be so compassionate and really care, but then sometimes, like, I just am not.
Yeah, but we love you for you.
Yes.
Everyone has their things. Do we want to talk about idioms?
Yeah, okay, stealing my thing. Go ahead.
This all
Stop kicking me out from underneath
because you're sticking it in my asshole, and I don't like things in my asshole.
I'm not close to your asshole.
We both look around in case someone's listening to us.
No, I was
talk about my asshole.
At Miley waking up. Everyone's listening to us.
Okay, this all started, well, two things. In your Discord,
Okay.
you said something, and you said, by the seed of my pants.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, first off, I don't know what that was in relation to, but why did you say seed of my pants? And you know that that's incorrect.
It's the seam of my pants, right?
No.
No?
No. What do you think it means?
Isn't it like it's barely hanging on?
Kind of, yeah, or like you barely get by.
Yeah.
But it's by the seat of my pants.
Oh.
And I didn't know where it came from, so I Googled it. And it had something to do with pilots being, like, getting on a plane used to be sketchy.
I actually thought it was seam, but like I just half the time I'm just writing and not paying attention.
They're both wrong.
And then everyone made fun of me, but that's good to know that it's seat. I actually thought it was the seam of
seat.
my pants, like barely hanging on because it's like by the seam.
Okay, I got another one.
Mine makes sense.
By the seam?
Seed doesn't, but seam
sense.
makes sense, which is what
Seed,
I thought
like,
it was.
What the hell?
Seed, I was just paying zero attention to what I was
typo?
doing. I wouldn't say it was a typo, but like,
oh my gosh,
do you know,
don't
like,
admit to that.
when you're like typing and like sometimes I just type the wrong word.
No.
Like I'll be like doing something else, or like someone will say something to me, or like I'll watch a YouTube video and I just like type it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, autocorrect just gets me a lot.
That's fair. Okay, do you know play it by something? I'm not gonna say the last word because I've heard two versions of it. Do you know which one I'm talking about? No. Like you're gonna play it by.
Listen, you can't tell me to recall things from my brain. I feel like I'm one of those people that like, if you say something, I'll be like, yeah, like I know what that is, but like I can't like. If you play a song, I won't know what song it is. But if you tell me what the song is, I'll know what the song is.
You're like, someone tells you like, we got plans to do this, but we don't really know if we're gonna do it because this variable might happen or something. So we're gonna play it by. Cassidy. Okay, the thing is play it by ear.
Oh yeah.
But I've heard people call it play it by year, like a year, like a calendar year.
I've never heard year. I've heard year.
And I was like, that's wrong. You belong in prison.
Everyone belongs in prison. This is what I'm telling you. I know exactly what you're talking about. I've heard I say it play it by ear, but you saying play it by blank, I had no idea what you're talking about. But I know the phrase play it by ear. I just like can't pull things out of my brain that way.
At least you know that.
Like I recognize things. I don't like know them off by heart.
Do you know what nothing to sneeze at means?
I've never heard that.
Thank you. We were streaming, and it was in a cutscene. The character said, well, that's nothing to sneeze about. Can you even put that together with context clues?
Like nothing to worry about?
To be honest, I don't remember.
Like that's like nothing to like think about. Like nothing to worry about. Nothing to like dwindle on.
It says something that deserves serious attention.
Yeah, nothing to worry about, nothing to dwindle on. Context clues, reading comprehension.
An extra $2,000 a year is nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah. I
still don't know if I know what it means.
Like, don't waste your brain on it. Like, it's nothing to worry about.
That one seems wrong. I don't know. It
like,
seems.
Don't spend
I
your time on
it.
Like, you're sneezing,
that
so
makes
it's
sense.
like a.
But like, who the hell came up with that?
Yeah, that was a weird
How
one.
do you?
Listen, my reading comprehension is good, so hopefully I can figure things out with context clues.
To sneeze at origin. Let's see what it says. The first recorded use of the phrase in its current negative form was in 1799, blah, blah, blah. Why as to his... This is why I can't read. Dun, 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 dun.
Why, as to his consent, I don't value it a button, but then 5,000 is a sum to not be sneezed about.
So it doesn't really tell me why it originated.
No, this is just the first recorded.
Most of them tell you like the pilot one, it originated. People would say it because like you barely made it off the flight or something along those lines.
Reddit says that it's because sneezing was like valued because it.
Call me Susie and slap me on the tip of my...
Oh, it's negative on this one. Snorting or sneezing. So nothing to sneeze at. You would say like it's a negative thing. Like, it's not worth your time. That makes sense, too. I
don't
guess
know. It's
instead
a
of nothing to
weird
worry about,
saying.
think about it as, like, it's not worth your time. Like, it's not worth a sneeze. Like a sneeze is bad. Like, you scoff at someone.
It's just a weird saying.
It is a very weird saying.
Okay, I'm gonna read a couple of these. You tell me what the meaning is, and then you can give me a couple.
Oh, God. Then I have to find some. Why didn't you ask
I
me
have
to
a whole list.
prepare?
I have a list. I'll just give you my phone. A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Like, you caught it, so it's better than being not caught, is what I'm thinking. Like, you're hunting? Like, that's what I would, like, think of the brain.
No. You're thinking too literal.
Yes, but I have to get to, like,
Okay.
what the saying, like, most of them have, like, a literal meaning.
Yeah,
and then,
okay.
So, like, you didn't lose. Like, it's better than nothing.
Kind of, actually.
Yeah.
It
See,
means
you have to do the literal reasoning.
what you have is worth more than what you might have later.
Yeah, okay.
So
Yeah.
value what you have.
Yeah.
Yes, now.
See, because the idea is that, like, you got one bird, it's better than if you lost 2 birds in the woods.
Okay. Okay. This is gonna be interesting when I do it, because I got no reading comprehension skills. A penny for your thoughts.
That's just like, give me a thought. Like,
yeah, okay.
I know that one.
Yeah, I didn't know that one.
You didn't know a penny for your thoughts? No one's ever said that to you?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't think so. Perfect storm. That one's basic.
Nick's like, she's gonna be too good at these. Gotta give her hard ones.
Birds of a feather flock together.
It means, like, to stay together. Like, follow the herd. Like,
People who are alike
yeah.
are often friends. Whoa, this one's weird. Well, it's kind of by the skin of your teeth.
I've heard this, and I feel like I've used it before. But
my parents always said by the skin of your ass.
Well, that's because your parents are your parents. But the saying is by the skin of your teeth, and I think it means, like, you just did it. Like you just made it. Like,
yeah, just barely. But
yeah.
I feel like that's kind of by, like, the seat of your pants, too. I feel like they're kind of the same.
Yes.
Don't count your chickens before they hatch.
Well, I think that means that, like, not all of them will make it. So, like,
you've never heard that saying before? I thought that one was gonna be too basic.
I have, but, like, when you actually ask me these things, half the time I'm like, wait, what is the meaning? Like, you use it, but, like, you know, when you think about it and you're like, what does it actually mean? So, like, don't.
I feel like I'd be good at these. I'm reading them like, I know that one. That's why I'm not saying half of them. Maybe you should read them to me.
I can do that. You're ruining my thought process here. So, like, don't, like, jump ahead. Like, don't, like, be like, oh, I have 10 chickens, but you might actually have 9. So, like, I don't know, like, don't jump ahead. That's, like, what I would call it.
Yeah, don't count on something good before it's happened. Okay, you want to read some to me? You know, I haven't read past that one. But I feel like I know all of these, so I was trying to find ones that were different. Or, like, kind of out there that I haven't heard before.
My favorite. The best thing since sliced bread. But everyone knows what that means.
I don't think I do.
The best thing since sliced bread?
Like, it means, like, it's better than, like, it's, like, the best you could have. Like, say it again?
The best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah, it's like, this is better than anything in the world.
Yeah, like, bread was the best invention ever, so, like.
Which is odd.
Oh, bread is so good.
Sliced bread, though. Why does it be...
Well, because...
Why is sliced bread better than regular
No one
bread?
wants to cut their own bread. So, like, buying sliced bread is amazing.
That's weird, I don't know.
A storm in a teacup?
I feel like something's going bad quickly.
No.
That's like something really bad in a small space.
There you go. A big fuss about a small problem.
Okay, I don't know if I would have got that far, but do you know what a green thumb means?
Doesn't that mean, like, you're good with, like, growing things?
Yeah, I didn't know that one. Well, I did, but there was a time I didn't.
Bolt from the blue.
What the? I would imagine that means lightning, but it's not really like a saying. Wait, or it's saying, like, you got energy out of nowhere. Like, you got... Because lightning comes from the sky out of, like, nothing. So you got a bolt out of the blue. So you kind of got, like, a jolt of energy.
Something happened without warning.
Kind of.
I
I
feel like
kind
you
of
were
got it.
on the right leg. Cut the mustard.
Does that mean fart?
No, apparently means do a good job.
Huh?
Cut the mustard. What? I've never heard that one.
Cut the cheese means fart, I think, doesn't it?
I think so. He's sitting on the fence.
You're undecided.
Yeah, I feel like this one's easy because I've never heard someone say he's sitting on the fence, but we're like, we're
You're
on the fence.
Yeah.
It's a poor workman who blames his tools.
I would say that you're not good at your job.
Kind of. If you can't do the job, don't blame it on others. It's like someone you're not good at the job because you're blaming other people. Let sleeping dogs lie.
Say it again.
Let sleeping dogs lie. I feel like this is one I've heard before, but
I've
like
never heard that, but I would imagine it means like if there's a problem and it's not your problem, just let it be.
Yeah, kind of like don't. I would say yeah. Don't discuss an issue is what this thing says. Once bitten, twice shy. Have you heard this one? I feel like you have to.
Once? I've never heard that.
Once bitten, twice shy? Really?
I would imagine it means if you let something hurt you more than once, you're going to be like jaded to it.
Like kind of the idea is like once you've been hurt, you're jaded. So like once a cat scratches you, like you go in to pet the cat and the cat scratches you, the next pet, you're going to be like, ah!
Exactly. So the first one's kind of free, but then you do it again and I'm good at this.
I feel like most of these are pretty easy. You can catch more flies with honey than you can with vinegar.
Drake made a song about this.
Do you know it then?
Well, his line says, catching flies with honey can be sticky or something. Wait, what was the comment?
You can catch more flies with honey than you can with vinegar.
Well, if it's sticky, it's easier to catch things.
You'll get more by being sweet. Like
oh,
by being
I didn't
nice.
know that's what it meant. Should we call it there? Do you have anything else?
No, I think I don't have anything.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe on YouTube, Cassie's Patreon, our Twitches. Bye.